Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be looking how to solve HCF and LCM of two numbers when user has entered. So the question says, write a program in Java with the following specifications where we have to take the class name which is given as HCF LCM. Data members that we have to take are int a and b, and then we have to create a parameterized constructor wherein we have to take the input of the two numbers which will be x and y. We will be passing the values during the object creation, and then we have to calculate the HCF and LCM of the numbers that we have entered. So we know that HCF is highest common factor, LCM is lowest common multiple. So whenever we have to find HCF and LCM, there are two types of methods in maths using which we can get HCF and LCM. So the first method is prime factorization and second is long division method. So prime factorization method won't be applicable here because that is a difficult one, and we can easily apply the method of long division where we can calculate HCF and LCM. So I will first show you the logic, how we can create the logic of this, and then we will go to BlueJ and solve this. So the very first thing that we need to remember is the relation between the two numbers and HCF and LCM. So the relation says that when we multiply the two numbers whose HCF and LCM we have to find, then those product is always equals to the product of HCF and LCM. This is the first relation that we need to remember in order to solve this program. For HCF, we can apply long division method. And long division method says when two numbers are there, like number is 20 and 15, then when we apply long division method, 20 is dividing 15, so this won't get divided, so we will keep 0, subtraction of 0, we will get 15. So now this 20 will now become a dividend and this will become divisor. So now 20 will be divided by 15. So when this we will divide it by multiplying it with 1. So now this will get divided and we will get 5. Now again this 15 will go here inside the division. This will now get divided by 3, 15, and this becomes 0. Until we don't reach 0, we have to keep on following these steps. When we reach 0, then the divisor that we have is our HCF. So this is the method that we have to follow in order to get HCF of the number. So now let's create logic for this. So we have to keep on repeating these steps until we don't reach 0. What is the 0 here? So this is the remainder that we will get after each and every iteration. So the condition would be a modulus b is not equals to 0. Up to this condition, we have to keep on repeating the set of instructions. So for that, I will use while loop. So this simply says till the number are not equal to 0, the remainder is not equal to 0, I will have to keep on repeating some set of instructions. Now here I will assume that in first iteration only I got the value of HCF. So this should be our HCF. So what I will take? I will take HCF value at the start as B, that is the one which is dividing the number. So when we perform A modulus B, then A goes inside and B is outside. So first initially I will assume that HCF value is what the value is at the start of the iteration, that is 20. After this I will go inside this and do. So if the condition this 15 is not 0, the condition is not 0, then I will give the value of remainder to the HCF. So now HCF value becomes A modulus B, which is 15 in this example. So now I will assume that my HCF is 15. I will again have to check the value when we divide this is equal to 0. So for that I will have to transfer the value of A and B. I have to exchange the value of A and B. If I look at this portion, then here 15 is now the divisor and 20 is the dividend. So now we have to replace the value of A and B. So what I will do? I will give the value of B to A and I will give the value of HCF to B. So the value which we got as remainder will now be the value of B, that is divisor, and the one which was earlier divisor will now become dividend, which will go inside, that is A. And we will keep on repeating these steps till we reach the value of 0. So these are the statements that we have to include in our loop. And then once this loop is over, what we have to do? LCM is equals to the product of the numbers. So product of the numbers divided by HCF. We already saw that this is the formula. This is the relation between the numbers and HCF and LCM. So this we have to keep in mind, and using this we will calculate the value of LCM. Now here, while performing this process, the variables A and B lost the values of original numbers that user has entered. So in order to keep the values, I will take one more variable before the start of loop as n1 equals to A and n1 equals to B, so that we can perform the operation to find the value of LCM. So now we can keep n1 multiplied by n2 and divided by HCF. So this will give us the value of LCM. And simply then we print the value of HCF and LCM. So this is how we can create the logic to find HCF and LCM of two numbers. I will now show you the complete code in BlueJ. So this is the complete code that I have created. First I have taken the constructor as per the question that we have to take parameterized constructor initializing the values of A and B. So I have taken intx and inty. I will simply give the values to A and B. Here in method I have given the value of B to HCF. I have taken two separate variables in order to store the values of the two numbers that user has entered. So I will give the value of A to n1 and B to n2. And this is the same steps that I have explained you previously. Now here I have not taken the input from the user using scanner class, but you can simply take by creating a scanner object in the main method and by giving the values as p and q or any other variable that you want. For simplicity, I have now taken the values directly and passed to the constructors as 36 and 8. For 36 and 8, we know that LCM would be 72 and HCF would be 4. So now let's try to see the output. So I have compiled it. If I take, then we got HCF as 4 and LCM as 72. Now even if we interchange the values, then output should not change. That is the main requirement that the program should follow. Even if we change the order of the numbers, then also the output should be the same. So if I execute with the reverse order, then also I am getting HCF as 4 and LCM as 72. If I change the numbers and if I take two prime numbers, then we know that prime numbers don't have any common factors. So HCF would be always 1 and LCM would be the product of these two numbers. So the HCF should be 1 and LCM should be multiplication of these two, which is 143. So if I compile and see the output, then it should be our expected result. Now if we take the numbers which are multiple of each other, like 26 and 13, if we take this example, then HCF would be the smaller number and LCM would be the bigger number. So if we see the output, then we can see that HCF would be 13 and LCM would be 26. This is what we got. So this was how we can create logic of HCF and LCM, in which we can even use the concept of constructor and perform what is asked in the question. So if you have any query related to this program, then you can ask your query in comment section, and if you have any other question that you are not able to solve, then you can send your questions on my mail ID. See you in the next one.